Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom of the truth is, with our hearts uncovered. Boy, detox from all of the lies you smothered. What I'm trying to kill you, but with faith you recover. Yup, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you will. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Like that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah.
We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap that can lead you astray. Steering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
Peace, everyone. I am Universe Badger. We have Moon Tortoise. We have Aurora Owl.
Hi, everybody. How am I doing?
Peace. And then we had DDH the Bubble. So today, welcome back to the People's Podcast, the ears that will listen, where your opinion matters. Tonight's episode, it hits deep. 9 lives with no tomorrow.
Yeah.
If tomorrow isn't promised, why do so many of us live like we got unlimited chances? Why do we stay stuck in comfort zones and call it peace when it's really fear? We are challenging the mindset tonight because your time isn't guaranteed. Your potential is, though. Brought to you by Shermerwood Beverages, helping us stay calm while we steer up some truth. So let's dive in.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what do you think of the title when you hear that, Moon Tortoise?
Well, yeah. Meow, 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 meow. No, I love cats, so that's immediately what my hand goes to. I really relate to that. I think this is a concept that a lot of people are not paying attention to or not paying attention to. I was talking to you before about how I saw a bunch of people getting crushed in superhero movies and stuff, and I felt bad for them. Like, I totally forgot about the superheroes fighting. I'm like, well, that's a lot of property damage and hurt people hurt. Like, when someone laughed at me, I'm like, yeah, we're beaten down by all this stuff. Yeah, life is very final that we know of. Nothing's promised. So I treat it very, very carefully now.
I like all that, and I have so much to say on all that. Aurora, what do you think of the title, and what's it mean to you?
It basically means to me that we look at life, and because we know that there's like a day-to-day thing, we prep and we plan, and we think, particularly when we're younger, that we have all this time to get this right, get this right, get this right. And we're seeing, like, in today's times, I think the past 5 years have shown us how much really precious life is and how much easier on a broader scale that we need to live in the present today. And it's nothing wrong with setting up your future tomorrow, but you have to live in today. You have to be in the moment.
Peace, peace, King Ken. It has been a long time. Yes, sir. Long time. Welcome tonight. So Moon Tortoise and I were speaking before we went live, and we were speaking about how there's so many things that we should. It's just how life is. You gotta. And we call bullshit. We call bullshit. Because you don't gotta. And that's not how life should be. And that's not how life just is, since we're only human. To lessen the blow of giving it to us raw doesn't help the fact that you're still giving it to us raw. Because at the end of the day, there's no freedom here. There's no like choices that we are really, really stuck between that are great and beautiful. I spoke to someone before and I said, people just see the outcome. They didn't see the choices that you had to make to get to there. They only dwell on the outcome and what you did. And yet everybody always points fingers until it comes time for them to make a choice. And at the end of the day, I think we all should walk in each other's shoes as one, because this is not how it's supposed to be. And love is important. Love is the answer. Love is the key. I believe that love should guide us everywhere we go and everywhere we grow. And if we're stagnant because we're afraid, or we have some kind of doubt in our head, or some kind of victimizing to ourselves, that we feel that we shouldn't be this way. We've all been there, though. We've all been in that dark spot, and we all grew from it. Nobody's greater than the next. It's not like your life is hard and mine is easy just because it doesn't look like it to you.
Right. Everybody suffers on kind of a similar plane.
Yeah. And there's reasons for the suffering, though. They're not because that's just how life is. We don't grow in comfortable situations. We don't grow where there's not pain. That's why we suffer. So we can grow. Keeping stagnant, staying in a position and thinking that, tomorrow, there's many tomorrows. We got 9 lives to live. There's many tomorrows. That saying came from back in the old Egyptian time when it said 9 lives, because the sun picked up 9 deities, and became one. It's actually really scary if you think of it. to be honest with you.
It is. I mean,
And they in the sun in the person, the deity of the sun shaped itself into a cat.
you know, that's why I love cats so much. They're considered sacred in a lot of places.
There.
But I mean, really, like, the kids do have time. I think it's important that we keep fostering that. And I think, there's programs out there that do.
I don't even, not to interrupt you, I apologize more than anything, but I don't believe that kids do have time, because nobody does. Time's an illusion that we created. But kids should be kids and enjoy the kid aspect of being a kid while you're still able to be a kid.
What I'm saying is that when you're a kid, thinking you have a lot of time is feasible, but we tend to let kids waste it
Yeah.
because it's easy to do. They're formative. Those, I think there's more avenues.
Every day should be a lesson learned. Every day should be not a lesson learned by shoving like guilt up your throat and trauma and pain. Knowledge, the act of knowledge is power. Not knowledge is power. We discussed that before. It's the act of the knowledge that you receive is powerful. And I think as you're young and you're open to so many different avenues of thinking, before we condition our mind, before we allow ourselves to be stuck in the stagnant thought process of life, because we do that. Whatever makes us feel comfortable, we pick with that, and that's how we only live our lives, because that's true to us. Now, when kids are still young, that's the time to absorb them with so much. Not just wisdom, though. Teach them other things that you had to learn the hard way from, so they don't have to. But their lessons are their lessons. Their pain is their pain. Their story is their story. You just happen to be a vessel to create life for them. But you don't have to fuck it up along the way, neither. I'm just saying. So, Aurora, what do you do differently if you knew tomorrow wasn't guaranteed? What would you do differently?
I put myself in that position, and I would give the next couple of hours the best of my writing and everything else. I would just, like I do now, I've been learning to do what I can in the now. So tomorrow isn't promised to me. I can actually attest to that and say that. So I live really in the moment. And then if tomorrow does come, I still have a plan in play for it, but I don't have to slave over it. I'm learning how to find my joy, to get my joy back, to get my happy back, and protect my peace at all costs. And I just love that bonnet. I just love the bonnet. I have to say that. I mean, I'm just so in love with it. I'm just so distracted and in love with it. I had to say something. Okay. So, but that's where I am in my place in my journey right now, is fully embracing and embodying it, as that you can have your plan. Nothing wrong with a plan. Please don't go around and not have a plan. Because then all them tomorrows will come, and then you'll be sitting there the same way, same shape and form, still looking for somebody to do something for you, because you was just doing it day by day. But it's really meant to say, like you said, Moon Tortoise said, it is about being in the present. It is living in the present moment and cherishing that to the fullest. And from kids to adults, everybody play their role and understand that there is going to be pain. See, we got filled with a lot of that Disney stuff when we were younger. And they just played it and played it and played it. And as us as females, we were like, oh, okay, this is supposed to be, this kind of way. It's cool. But, you know, I kind of grew up in the era as well to where, okay, I can hold my own, you know what I mean? And I can be the writer, the dancer that I was meant to be and all that. And still, you know, but I lived in the moment though, as a kid, and we had that balance of work and play and, you know, time for faith. And, you know, we had such a great structure that there was a lot of things I didn't know. And I was thinking, dang, I was right in the household, but I was a kid. I was the youngest. So they protected me from a lot of things that they didn't want me to worry. They didn't want to have the weight on the shoulders. And that's what these kids are doing today. May I say, let me open up the door to this. People are not willing to hear constructive criticism. And particularly when it comes to kids and women, your child did this wrong or whatever, you know, and either the parent is ready to fight or they curse at the kids and it's the wrong maneuvers. And I'm not saying all, I'm saying what I've been seeing, and it makes me cringe because I was like, whew, okay, we're not doing it appropriately. And we're not having the people in leadership who are making sure that everybody is guided in the right direction. And that can come up so many doors of medical, and all kinds of doors we can open up with that. And so, hi, it's Jeff Graham.
Are you done, Aurora?
Yeah, that's why I was passing it on because I knew that he came in, so I didn't want to keep on talking. But I was just opening up the door for that part of the conversation to include that. Yes, ma'am.
For sure.
And you know, to make it easier for those that can't handle words, we'll say instead of constructive criticism, we'll say another person's opinion. Because at the end of the day, that's all it is somebody else giving you their opinion. Because nobody really knows the truth of anything. And some people can't handle when somebody else gives them their opinion because of their pride, their ego, or their inner demons of things that they have to heal from. Because
So
of
if I say to you constructive criticism, right?
Mhm.
Then would you say that if I said to you, maybe, okay, how about instead of eating this because your sugar is so high, eat something like this that maybe, you know, give you a little sweeter taste like fruit or something like that, but it won't drive your sugar up.
Yeah,
That's
your
constructive criticism.
voice and your opinion.
So the two in the same, you think, or no?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
No,
you,
you're
Empress.
welcome. And then the reason why I lessen the blow with the word because a lot of people will say that, oh yeah, it's criticism, and people see that as a negative word. So when you enlighten a negative word with a positive word like constructive, it's like condescending almost to some people, and that's sad that the world has to be that way because being authentic and being true to self reflects on how you are to others. Because basically, at the end of the day, all somebody's doing is giving you a valued opinion of what they believe that you would help you. They're not trying to force something onto you to tell you this is what you should do because I know better. I've learned from my mistakes and I learned things along the journey, and I'd like to pass that knowledge on to the next. But it's just my opinion because nobody knows what's real. Nobody knows the truth of all things or anything. We're just all guessing here. So, SGF Graham, what do you think of the title when you first heard it? 9 lives and tomorrow with no tomorrows.
I didn't put no thought into it. I just came to the show to see where everybody else's mind was going. And
Okay.
I thought it kind of made me chuckle, but I didn't really put no thought into it too much.
So, what would you do differently if you knew tomorrow wasn't guaranteed?
Probably nothing. Um, it's only 24 hours left. I might as well do what I already been doing that's got me content versus trying to start something I know I can't complete just to say I attempted it. Like, why? But probably call a few more people that I haven't called in a while, but besides that, nothing.
And I'm glad you mentioned that last part because someone dear to me passed on. Well, their energy shifted into another a frequency, and I sat and thought, like, when was the last time I spoke to them? Amazing person, unmatched energy. Never find that energy again in this world. I guarantee I never will. But when was the last time that I reached out to them because I knew that they would be here? And now that they're not, I'm thinking, man, I should have reached out one more time just to let them know how amazing they are. So yeah. Moon toward it.
Now 24 hours when my bank account sitting like I needed to sit, then we got a different story. But as of right now, nothing.
Moon Taurus, what would you do differently if you knew tomorrow wasn't guaranteed?
So, do you ever go, I'm going to watch something on Netflix? You know what happens when you go to watch something on Netflix? You sit for 45 minutes to an hour trying to find something to watch, reading little descriptions and stuff. That's probably what I do. No, that's ridiculous now, wouldn't it be? I do dissociate really hard. No, that would be actually an optimal scenario for me. The first thing I would probably do is record as much music as I can, because something important, whether I'm famous or not, or rich or anything like that, is if I've recorded music, it's bouncing off airwaves in the cosmos, and some alien or something is going to maybe pick it up. And that is timeless, and that's forever. My voice is forever just bouncing off star material, and I absolutely love that. So I feel accomplished. I'd probably die accomplished. Calling people would be a good thing. I'll probably just go to a big party or something and play guitar and hopefully bring my love. It's either that or laying in bed with Harry and just holding each other while whatever happens, But yeah, that'd be an optimal scenario for me, because I absolutely can't stand money. Most of the things that people deem normal and say, well, you gotta, yeah, they drive me fucking crazy. They make me sick, make me want to jump out of my skin. And then to get along in society, people say I got to pump myself full of medication to make it work. So it would be an optimal scenario for me. I would spread as much empathy as I could, and I would die happy in a form that I kind of like.
That was a lot, and I felt it all. So for me, what I would do differently, I would grab a knapsack and put whatever I can in it and just start walking. And that's the truth. No destination, no purpose, no reason, just start walking. I was talking to DDH the other day, and I explained that I've never felt like a place was home ever, because I feel as though I don't belong here. From the time I was born, I never felt like I belonged here. So I never felt like there was a place that was home to me. I never felt like there was a place that was guaranteed. So not to find something where I belong or at home, but to fulfill that urge that I feel like I just got to keep going. That's what I would do. I would just keep going. Yeah.
Everybody's I love everybody's answer.
Me too. Me too. So why do we convince ourselves that we have more time than we do, Moon Tortoise?
Why do we convince ourselves that we have more time than we do? I don't know if we do that consciously. I, for example, dissociate a lot. My head's a mess. So I will catch myself dissociating and be like, I'm wasting time. And that's something I'm trying to focus on without destroying myself more. So I'm just managing it better, because whether time exists or not, it feels like it affects me because it affects everybody else. That's one of those stupid things that you gotta play attention to. I'm going to do that through the whole thing. Yeah.
So, SGF Graham, why do we convince ourselves that we have more time than we really do?
I'm gonna have all the time that I need, so I don't really know. I don't convince myself of that I have more time that what you said or whatever. I feel like I know I have enough time. So I might be the wrong person to ask. I do feel like time is sped up in certain occasions or whatever. I feel like where's time gone, but that's because I did other shit. Like I went off track. But whenever I go on track and I complete, there's always plethora of time left over. So I guess is how we approach situations
Mm,
that decides what your time looks like.
yeah, I agree. Aurora, why do we convince ourselves that we have more time than we actually really do?
I think that it's um as Jeff Graham said, that it was one of those things that maybe it's not like consciously, but subconsciously you're like, okay, this is what I'm doing today. This is what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Oh, I have this planned at the end of the month. We go through in those things because particularly if we do not have a terminal illness where something that is guaranteeing us that we are going to go. So I think that it just becomes a subconscious thing where we're still planning on doing things, which, like I said, is good to do, because you should have a plan, even if it's just to go and sing or to love on people or whatever. You should have a plan. But I think that it's that, you know, okay, well, I don't have anything right now that's going to tell me that I don't have any more time. So let me go ahead and plan ahead.
So my opinion is, why do we convince ourselves that we have more time than we really do? Fear. Um Trauma. We're afraid of losing things so much. We're afraid of change. We're afraid of letting go. We're afraid of being alone. We're afraid of failure. It's our mind, our conscious mind and subconscious mind. When time is an illusion that we create ourselves, and we can slow it down and speed it up within ourselves by the choices we make, like SGF Jam said, and then aligning ourselves in the purpose and in the true frequency that we're supposed to be in. Yet we stop ourselves a lot. We hold ourselves back. I believe that we are our worst enemies and our biggest fans at the same time in most cases. But fear. I'm sick of starting over. I'm sick of losing stuff. I'm sick of going out there and trying to find something that's for me all over again, always. Yet I won't allow that to stop me and stagnate me, because I'm not a settler, and I'm not a tree. I'm the roots. So I will spread my wings and fly. It's just how I am, because I don't believe that I don't believe that I'm capped by other people's emotions, let alone mine, or I'm not going to allow anything to stagnate me from creating the reality I want and aligning myself in the purpose, so that as above, so below shall become to me, because it's ordained to me. So yeah, that's my opinion. Is comfort the new, huh?
Badger, I was going to say, I actually feel quite the opposite. I feel like I don't have enough time, if anything. Really.
Oh, did I ask you?
You did. But,
Oh.
I hear people go through it and talk about it, and, I think about it a little more. Honestly, I never feel like I had enough time. I feel like I wasted a lot. So.
I feel that. So, Aurora, is comfort the new form of fear?
Is comfort the it depends, because I think phrasing it that way boggles my mind into how I want to answer it, to answer it correctly. Um, I believe that when people are comfortable, they tend to have less fears because what they see around them, what they know is tangible right there, allows them comfort. So it depends on who you're asking. Me personally, I just think that yeah, it is a form of let me see, let me put it this way. After knowing the tangible things, you have to sometimes understand that comfort does not equate with the monetary things that are going on because we will never be comfortable. There's some people who have chased their lives for a long time and have so much money in the world, and you see them going through the same things, and we're like, why in the world are you stressing out? But because we're looking at tangible things. And so when people don't have or don't feel comfortable, when we get outside of our comfort zone, it's because there's something there that we need to go on to that next step, and that creates fear. So when we get uncomfortable, I think that brings on fear.
Okay. So, SGF Graham, do you believe comfort is the new form of fear?
Uh, if you're comfortable, if you're comfortable at the heights that you reach, then you're comfortable where you're at. But when it comes to expanding or taking other chances, yeah, comfort can be, detrimental because they don't want to lose what they already gained, trying to get something else when they feel like they made it there. Because usually when it's dealing with comfort, you're dealing with the mind frame of, woo, I can't believe I made it here. So you've already told yourself that this is the epitome. This is the branch, the stopping peak point for you, which can be cool or whatever. But for a lot of people like me or whatever, I lose my comfort going for what I want, and I'd be okay with it versus staying in that comfort and watching my quote unquote time go by, and I don't go after what I want. So it's a yeah, no. I can see both ends of it. But before I forget, um, what you had said. Oh, I forgot. Damn it. Um, I get back to it because it was something. What was you talking about before we jumped on this one? Because I wanted to say something to what you said.
Why do we convince ourselves that we have more time than we really do?
What was your response?
Time is an illusion, and we create it and we can speed it up and slow it down by aligning ourselves in the frequency we're supposed to be in.
Dang, that wasn't exact words you said. It was something that you said, and I had a response, and I told myself I wasn't gonna forget it, and I did. So,
I'm not a settler, and I am the roots, not the tree.
I can't even remember. I had something I wanted to really say. I can't even remember.
It'll come back. Moon tortoise.
Yeah.
Next time, SGF Graham, you can
Oh,
politely
oh yeah, oh yeah. You said that what you're sick of. Um, you have to find something else to be sick of. Because with it being something that you're sick of, that means that it's also something that just floats around. Even if it's in the back of your brain, it floats around, which means that it'll happen again, it'll happen again, it'll happen again because you're expecting it somewhere along the line. Um, and what I mean by finding something to be sick of, like, it took me a while to figure it out, but I was like, damn, boy, when I get this studio really running, I'm really not gonna have no time for myself because I'm gonna be making hit after hit after hit. Like I've already made myself sick of being in the studio in a full-fledged studio at all times or whatever. Like that's what I'm being sick of. So that's also something on the negative side that's floating around in my head. Also in the positive side floating around. So find something else to be sick of or whatever, Be
I
sick
feel
of
that.
you can't find nowhere to put all this shit you getting.
Yeah,
Whatever. Like be sick of that.
I appreciate that. Yes, because at the end of the day, we end up manifesting things even in a negative manner. And so
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That's love. Thank you. So is comfort the new form of fear for you, Moon Tortoise?
No, what, what is comfort? What is comfort? The question to break it down, what you're asking is yes, everybody's gotten too comfortable with everything. When I said Netflix and stuff, I mean, why fight back against a system that's doing things to you and your family that if a singular person would do to you or your family, you'd kill them in the street brutally for? You just let these people do it. And you get Netflix and the side by side. I don't know, whatever. I always use those as go-tos because that's what's around me. But yeah, comfortable people don't want to enforce change. And the funny thing is for those little small creature comforts that you guys think, no, you guys, not just everybody gets awarded. There are just people resting their feet on your strife and misery with untold comfort. And that sucks, That sucks. Yacht for homeless people next year. We can do this because, yeah, yeah. You get comfortable. You just kind of become. That's a good lead for stagnation, I suppose. And then comfort means a few different things because I know a bunch of people who are completely miserable in their routine, and they call it comfortable. So, yeah, I don't know. Get uncomfortable. It really opens your eyes up to certain things.
I love that. And it reads into what I'm gonna say. Unless you're comfortably numb, comfort's not okay because you can to be okay with being okay. I can't wrap my head around that at all. Um, I know a lot of people are. I, I'm not one. I can't be because I know my purpose and I'm not coming back no more. So if I'm not coming back no more, I'm guaranteed to learn this lesson I'm supposed to learn because that's why I signed up for this. Fulfill my purpose. I'm not okay with being okay. And I do believe comfort is a new form of fear. Our brain, that's what I was saying before, is our brain does the thinking for us and it's not supposed to. Our heart and our stomach has its own brain. But will you trust this one that's always in fight or flight? This one that keeps us in that, like yes, Graham said, that negative cap of thought process. Because subconsciously and consciously we repeat fight or flight scenarios over in our head so we don't repeat them. But yet we're repeating them so much that they become a part of our life because that's all we see, because that's what we keep repeating to ourselves. So yeah, comfort is, to me, the new form of fear.
But I will say this though, to add to it, you got different levels of comfort. You got the physical comfort, you got the spiritual comfort. Those are the two. I say mental be feel more inside of the spiritual side. Um, we're not where we need to be because whether we like it or not, we are not spiritually comfortable. We've gotten physically comfortable to where we've gotten used to our situation to where we don't try to magnify it even more to what it should be or multiply it to what it could be. But if we was spiritually comfortable, we'll be able to manifest and to move things around like we should Now you can be mentally comfortable. You can be mentally comfortable and say, I am at peace, like I am at peace with whatever that's going on around me, but that still doesn't mean that you're spiritually comfortable. That's a whole nother conversation.
So since you opened that door, I'm gonna embark on it real quick. You know, when I did shrooms for the first time, I just kept looking at my hands and I kept seeing the blood flow through it, and I kept saying, this is all a lie. We've been lied to our whole life. We are supposed to create with our hands. We are supposed to be able to manifest things. We got so comfortable with talking that we forgot to use our telepathic thought process. We got so comfortable with letting a thought be so minimized that we forgot that there's no cap to our thinking.
We made the physical too real, even though this is according to science, not according to me. I don't even know how they figured out these numbers. What we see is 0.000396 of the whole thing. So we're not even seeing what's really out there. Where we're seeing what the collective unit said what was going on, said the world looked like. Like it's a big argument now that the map is completely backwards. I don't know how. I don't know how. What they call people, airports and everything else, and people that make the maps don't see that the world is upside down, but that's what they're saying or whatever. They've confused us so much or whatever. But we can create just by thinking or whatever. A lot of people say I told you so because they thought something negative and then it happened and then they said I told you so. They expected that to happen and so it happened. Like we have to, if we use it somewhere else, we'll become spiritually comfortable to where there wouldn't be no limits to what we would do to ever. We would be physically comfortable, but we'll be physically comfortable with always progressing.
Mm-hmm. I agree completely.
Topography. Topographer.
I'm not
someone who makes maps. That's someone who makes maps and studies land.
Oh, okay.
It's for fun, for the viewers.
Someone that does what?
Draws out maps and measures land mass, basically.
Okay. Look at that. I learned something today.
Me too, but I won't remember it.
What's your favorite dinosaur? No, that's an important question.
I'll be like that T word, that papa.
Topography. It's fun. Not to be confused with topography.
Swear. So, and it's not that I don't care. It's the fact that probably I don't care. And I don't mean that to be mean, because at the end of the day, I do care. It's just the fact that if it really mattered to me, I would remember it on a lot of aspects in life. But I'm so focused on freeing myself and being unbothered that I become bothered by it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's called balance.
I'm healing too.
Oh, y'all are.
So what's one dream or goal that you never put on pause, and why? Oh no, what's one dream or goal that you have put on pause moving toward us, and why?
I'm trying to unpause a bunch of dreams. And I would say largely my biggest contender in getting that is the world and technology. So I'm literally trying to unpause as many dreams as I possibly can. Most of those were music, sex, purpose, and what's another good one? I want to eat various cakes from different areas of the world.
I love it when people have such expectations of what they want be very reachable. I love that.
I mean, there's a lot of world out there. We were just talking about a lot of cakes.
Yeah. So Aurora, what's dream or goal that you've put on pause, and why?
My music and my writing career, my college career, I had put on hold because my daughter, my oldest daughter, needed me with her autism and it being brand new. So I had to put it on pause. The unfortunate part is that I had to put it on pause for so long, and so many people have said certain things to me that it became a loop in my own head that I couldn't do it. I wasn't going to be able to do it. And so in the past couple of years, it's been amazing to be unpaused. And like Henry said, for me, I want to travel the world and I just want to, in other people's language, even if we're not talking, we can dance together. We can, move and just be around each other. But it's like I want to go in so many different places across the world and just have that global experience with other people and connecting with other spirits that are and their energy that is of mine. And if it's lower, then to bring it up. If I'm lower, for them to bring me up, like that's where I want to unpause and be global, to be international in that manner. And so my leadership skills is another thing that I thought I put on pause, but um, after writing and talking to a few other people, that I see that my leadership skills went in a different direction where it was not material. I did not gain the material. And so it was nice to hear that, that yeah, my leadership skills, and I wasn't out there trying to make all that money for it because we'd be sitting pretty, Henry, okay, eating them cakes everywhere.
Cakes. I eat cakes with the owl and the badgers.
Yes.
So, SGF Graham, what's one dream and goal that you put on hold and pause, and why?
The universe has put on hold a pause. Definitely wasn't me, but the universe put on hold a pause this dope ass album that was about to come out. And the only reason I could think why or whatever, because it's about to get cold and it was like, this need to be out when it started to get hot. So until whatever reason is confirmed and the continuation, I haven't really thought about why, but I've been doing other things like um for podcast purposes, getting more militant. I'll just say that. But that'll be probably what I do um until I can get the music up and going.
You have to do a track with me.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Oh, that and raised dogs. Yep.
Yeah. So, and then I want to let Aurora know that when I first approached you, it wasn't a leader aspect, and I was drawn to your energy of power and steadiness and sternness when you doubted yourself the most. So, seeing you shine bright and standing tall when your knees were weak, I give you applause for that.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Oh, you talking to me or her? She
Her,
definitely did her thing too, though. Yeah.
yes, she did.
Stealing the
Thank you.
compliment. No, that's beautiful.
Because I
Thank you.
baby.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, SGF Graham.
Oh no, I was laughing at Henry. I said because I did too, baby.
I'm proud of everybody on the panel. I'm proud to be on the panel. That's all I gotta say. With some strong
so
people.
so yeah, and also you and I, we got to do a spoken words track too, or come on, the
Oh,
universe.
I have the music. I'm ready. I've got the mixing, the mastering. I'm doing everything through schooling now, so I have learned I am gone. So we already made it.
But
We already made it.
I got a lot of written words, and then I got some beats coming, and I'm putting out stuff out. I'm getting more comfortable with saying things and how I approach it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let me sharpen my tool a little bit, and then I'll be able to walk in the image of you next to you.
Well, you definitely got your own shine. We're just going to shine together so bright, through all the darkness that everybody's going to need the sunglasses at night and at the daytime too. Okay. Because that's how we go to roll. But that's beautiful because I was just listening to some new music that was meditative and I was like, oh, cool, and I was thinking about what I was going to do with it
Yeah.
because it was just given to me as by a friend of mine in high school and he's dabbling and back into music and I was like, oh, cool. So he sent me like 12 beats and I'm like, yes, this one and that one, for meditation. So, meditative ways, but I definitely know that your voice already, the way that you speak is the way that you are in front of a mic,
Yeah.
bringing that kind of passion. That's it. That's all it is bringing that into the mic and and it's everything because that's how kind of voice you have where it's deliberately done by the universe to have where it commands the energy and the respect because of the way that you speak in there you can hear it
Uh,
and so people can feel that and when you feel it and you know that somebody's out there to that's reaching you that can touch your soul as you have done mine then and you've done everybody on here and others that are watching and more to come when they hear your voice and everything else it's going to be that I know we don't like the word but it's going to be a comforting sound. Okay, we're going to like the word for a minute. Okay.
All right, we're all hypocrites now.
And Henry, get your guitar ready because we all got to do something. Come on now.
Oh no, we're gonna. I do little things behind the scenes. I have 42 messages I'm backed up on. Christy, I gotta talk to you, and I'll tell you what. Damn it, for sure domestic violence, and that's gonna sound real weird, but it does make sense.
Yes. Yes,
That's
I
very
am so
important.
happy to have you on there because yeah, we'll talk about that because there's another person that oh my gosh, like you guys are going to understand and bring the awareness. And what I do ask, and I say it right here, and I'll say it on my show: keep your religious beliefs to yourself. Leave those at the door. The reason why I say that is because last year I hosted one on somebody else's podcast and they brought their religious views in by saying that they thought that anybody from the LGBTQ community, if they get beaten on or something else, then they deserve it because they were not in sight of the eyes of God. And I shut that show down. I told my people, get up off of this show now because you are not God. So I ask people all the time to reserve themselves because you don't know who's going to be on the show and everything else. And that is a very bad way to shine if you're going to shine on God. A very bad way to sit up there and say domestic violence or anything else that we're talking about that somebody deserves that kind of
I'm
thing.
glad I wasn't
So
there.
I mean I lit into them and then that's still playing on the YouTube today. But that's another story. I'll tell y'all about that later where to go and look at it. Okay? Because I wasn't playing games. You don't do that. You know what I mean? You just don't do those kinds of things at all. So I make sure that that's why I have my podcast. Because that way I can go ahead and say I don't have to be on somebody else's show who would do something like that ever again.
I feel
That's
that.
it.
So Moon Tortoise, did I ask you what's one dream and goal that you put off and why?
Oh, you did, and I could
I
keep answering that question for the remainder of the podcast. So we'll put a pin in it.
so for me, what's one dream and goal that I put off and why? Traveling, and why I put it off is because I always search for love and being wanted in a different way. I've always wanted to be a wife and to have that one, and that has put it off for the fact of me traveling, and it's been like that for a lifetime. So yeah, that's what I put off, and that's why. Anyways, so the next.
Sorry.
So how do you remind yourself to live in the present moment, Moon Tortoise?
Constantly.
How do you do
Actually.
it though? How?
Someone told me that some people don't have an inner monologue, like an inner voice, and that scares me super, like, a lot, because mine is really, really loud, and I literally gotta, like, push myself. I'm constantly having arguments and conversations with myself inside of my head, so I just have to win that argument and put things into practice. Like, literally, it's always just a fight with myself, and I'm getting better at it. I'm trying to live with that other part in there. It's really hard.
I'm going to get back to you because I'm going to remember what I have to say. S. Jeff Graham, how do you remind yourself to live in the present moment?
Go outside, negatively and positively. Whether it's the sun and running across good people, or running across dumb people that make me realize time ain't went nowhere. You know, going outside brings me back to the present.
Christy, how do you remind yourself to stay in the present?
When I find myself in a panic and a worry about time, then I have to stop the loops that are in my head. I have to stop the things that are continuously replaying over and over again in my head about the future and what's going on tomorrow. You know, in the passage that in the Bible it says, you know, let tomorrow worry for itself, and that's such a heavy phrase to think about. Yeah, you know. So when I was just doing that like recently, and then I was like, oh my gosh, you're like a nervous wreck, you know. So I do things too to remind myself, like on a sunny day, making sure I'm opening up the curtains and just letting the sun in, you know, going on my porch, taking a walk around the block, whatever. I'll get some fresh air. But even when it's cold or anything like that, it's all about that mindset of getting them loops, some echoes out that keeps playing in our head, that is stopping us from actually having the presence of mind in the moment.
Okay. So, and then my answer to that was that, how's everyone doing? How's everyone going? Peace and love, Dre. Peace and love. All is truly well. Thank you for asking and thank you for tuning in. For me to remind myself to stay in the moment is that I'm not coming back. And I used to live for others so much my whole entire life that I forgot to live for me and to stay authentic to myself, because my intent is pure and genuine. Love is all I know. And to surround myself around people that don't love me the way that I love and don't see my love is not fair to me, because I love me. And it took me a long time to love me. I went half, I'm 50, I went half, about to be 51, of my life, if not over half my life, that I've done this present second of not loving myself. And to learn to finally love myself within the last, I'm going to say maybe 7 years, 6 years, or last, I'm going to say about 5. It was just before I met Moon Tortoise. I was on the journey of self-love. So to truly love myself is a beautiful thing. And when I forget how beautiful I truly am, other people remind me on a daily. And for anybody to not see me in that light, that's not something I can worry about anymore, because it's not my problem. And I can't see it as that because I have to keep going forward because I can't keep stagnating myself for people that are okay with being okay. So reminding myself that I'm not coming back here no more and that tomorrow isn't promised and we don't have 9 lives to live. And all that matters is this moment. And we got to shine and we got to flourish and we got to grow. And I appreciate everybody tuning in and enjoying this moment with us and living in this moment. Peace and love and thank you. It's a positive message, Moon Tortoise.
Well, what can we say? Live for today, right? I mean, yeah, quit taking life for granted. It's not written or promised what happens after it, in my opinion. And I think that's really important to keep an open mind about and to really live it to the fullest. Be happy. It's really important.
Ashe. Positive message, SGF Graham. SGF Graham, are you with me? Hey.
No.
My bad. I was scolding my puppy. I ain't even hear what you said. My bad.
Positive message. Nice to Halo.
Now, shouldn't he be nice to me? Positive message. I don't really have one except be great. Every day should be a positive day, positive message. Make it all positive. The negative is gonna come. Focus on the positive.
Gosh. Aurora, positive message.
Please give yourself that grace and that self-love. There is a humble way of doing it, and you really hit a nail on the head talking about loving thyself. And so find yourself, love yourself, protect yourself, and be okay with doing those things even when it's uncomfortable.
Thank you. And Dre, you need to know you are not alone either. Okay. You are not alone either because it's a struggle for a lot of us. And it's because it's that battle, that spiritual battle and that battle of materialistic things that we are struggling with, like SGF Graham said earlier. So all of us are not okay, but we're being tested for a reason. And if you stand tall and stride through this test, it shall pass and it will be greater when you're not in the middle of the storm. And you'll be like, man, I just bossed that up. I can't believe I went through that like a boss. If not, it's okay though. Give yourself that grace, like Aurora said. And love yourself correctly. Because if you don't love yourself correctly, don't be upset when someone else does. I really have to start putting up healthy boundaries and learn them. Regardless, people have to start loving themselves correctly, and they can't be upset when the world doesn't. Because neither are you, bro. So, with that being said,
good to see you.
Nice to see you. Also, with that being said, I want to talk about Shimmerwood Beverages. They are our sponsor for tonight's show. Relax, unwind with something natural and organic and Maine-made CBD seltzers. You get 30% off if you use our code, The People. We all must sell ourselves once in a while because someone's always watching. May your night be full of positive energy and high vibrations and peace and love, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and you're welcome back, Dre. And if you ever want to join the panel, we're family here. I'll show you, everyone.
Peace.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people. Rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. Where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. When them tries to kill you, but with faith you recover. Yeah. Peel off the makeup. We finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because as I seen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah.
We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Sneering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.